On this big news that we're tracking at this point in time in just a bit, and try and get you more updates on that. Meanwhile, some more news now that we're tracking. A day meant to mark a moment of national pride for the Indian Air Force turned into a nightmare at Chennai's Marina Beach when a crowd of more than 15 lakh people surged toward exits, leaving 5 people dead and many hospitalized. The October 6th air show held to commemorate the IAF's 92nd anniversary was the first such event in Chennai in over 2 decades. Now, what was intended to be a spectacle of military aviation ended in chaos as the sheer size of the crowd overwhelmed both organizers and local authorities. Now, questions are being raised over the Indian Air Force aggressively pushing this event to set a Limca Book of World Record by aiming to mobilize 15 lakh spectators, which was much beyond manageable, and the Chennai City Police's poor crowd and traffic management.
பல விஷயங்கள் செய்யப்பட்டது. இந்திய ராணுவத்தின் சார்பாக பல்வேறு மருத்துவ குழுக்கள் நேற்றைக்கு அங்கே களத்தில் இருந்தது. அவசர மருத்துவ உதவிக்கு 40 ஆம்புலன்ஸ்கள் அங்கே நிறுத்தி வைக்கப்பட்டிருந்தது. இது மட்டுமல்லாது ஆயிரக்கணக்கான பாராமெடிக்கல் குழுக்களும் ஆங்காங்கே இருந்தது. இவைகளோடு சேர்ந்து இந்த இந்திய விமானப்படை அரசுக்கு வைத்த கோரிக்கை ஒரு மருத்துவமனையில் 100 படுக்கைகள் கொண்ட மருத்துவமனையை தயார் நிலையில் வைத்திருக்க வேண்டும் என்று சொன்னார்கள். ஆனால் சென்னையை பொறுத்தவரை ராஜீவ்காந்தி அரசு மருத்துவமனையில் 100 படுக்கைகளும் 20 தீவிர சிகிச்சைக்குரிய படுக்கைகளும் யாருக்காவது அந்த ரத்தம் தேவைப்படும்.
All right, my colleague Sam Daniel also joins us on the broadcast here. He's getting us more from the ground about the situation at the moment, and the number of deaths we do understand, Sam, have risen to 5 now. There are many people who are still injured and are admitted in hospitals. What are the lapses that have been found out? One of them, we do understand there was, of course, poor crowd management, and that's quite visible also in the pictures that we can see.
Kitty, to begin with, the total number of dead after the air show that was held on the Marina yesterday has touched 5. And as we speak now, 7 more people are being treated as inpatients whose condition, the health minister says, is stable. Around 100 people were initially treated, all have been discharged. Now, multiple levels of questions being asked. One, in the first hand, should the Indian Air Force have used this occasion to set a world record? Although the Marina Beach has so much of space, but to expect the roads to handle 15 lakh people and to hold this, to promote this aggressively without taking into account the practical difficulties on the ground, that's a big question. Secondly, on the ground, having given permission for this kind of an event, should the Tamil Nadu government and the Chennai City Police and the corporation, should they have ensured that there is enough support in terms of police presence, in terms of regulating the crowd, in terms of providing drinking water, in terms of providing medical help, not just at the venue of the event, but also en route where 15 lakh people had to walk several kilometers heading to different metro or railway stations. These are different questions. While the arrangements were very smooth till the beginning of this particular event, where the roads were shut, there were clear instructions where the visitors ought to park their vehicles in terms of restrictions. There was no such effective mechanism on the ground in terms of police presence, in terms of providing drinking water, in terms of providing volunteers to help those who get fainted and all those things. And that's where many questions are being asked to the police. And speaking to media a short while ago, the Tamil Nadu Health Minister has reiterated that the Tamil Nadu government coordinated with the Indian Air Force, provided more than what they had asked for in terms of all arrangements. And he blames it on these loss of lives to heat conditions, because all these people, besides waiting up to 3 to 4 hours on the beach area, it took another 2 to 3 hours for them to walk to the stations and get out of the beach area. That's when they were continuously exposed to the heat condition, and many had to suffer dehydration. Many fainted, many could not even get ambulance help as these vehicles got stuck. So tough questions being asked, but the government claiming that they have done everything possible, everything required by the Indian Air Force. And responding to this, DMK MP Kanimoli also has condoled these loss of lives, and tacitly she has raised this question targeting the Indian Air Force that in future we should not allow such gatherings, what she calls as unmanageable gatherings.
But
and that's
was
the
it
larger
only the
question. Should
responsibility
the Air
of the
Force have
IAF?
taken into account
I mean,
the
we're trying to
practical
understand
difficulties?
it here, yes. Was it the responsibility of the police, which of course is under the state government, gets instructions of course from the state government, or was it the responsibility of the IAF? We do understand IAF has been aggressively pushing for more people in huge numbers to come to the event so that they could set a Limca world record. That happened of course, but at the cost of 5 lives. Whose responsibility was it?
Well, questions are being put to both the IAF and the Tamil Nadu government. Of course, in terms of ensuring the smooth conduct on the ground by mobilizing police protection, by mobilizing medical and other first aid provisions, that lies on the state government. But the larger question is, should the Indian Air Force have aggressively promoted this, taking into account there is limited facility, limited infrastructure, and the roads cannot handle simultaneously 15 lakh people. And that's the larger question to be asked. But certainly, tough questions to the local government as well. Having taken up this kind of a responsibility, shouldn't they have at least made the public aware of the situation post the event, that they would have to wait at least 2 to 3 hours, taking into account such a larger congregation, so that people would have been well informed about the possibility of delay, the possibility of long exposure to the hot sun. Maybe in that situation,
but the government is trying to pass the buck here, isn't it, Sam?
Both
with the statement that has come in from Kanimoi, it looks like the government is trying to pass the buck here and blame it all on the IAF.
That's right. The IAF is set to respond to these questions, but certainly the buck stops at the state government. But the larger question, should this have been promoted, this kind of situation, mobilizing 15 lakh people for setting a world record? That's the larger question, which the state government is tacitly putting to the Indian Air Force.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Sam, for getting us all those details there. Please keep an eye on the developments here on this big story that we're tracking at this point in time. That's the latest coming in. Well, we'll keep